Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Dave Murray of the DeJulius Group, and I'm excited to welcome you back to another year of our exciting Speaker Spotlight series. As you may remember, this is the series where we get the opportunity to talk to all the wonderful speakers that we have coming to the Customer Service Revolution Conference. This year, it is September 11th and 12th in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. And today is our first Speaker Spotlight of the year, and I'm really excited. We have with us Jesse Cole. Jesse, how are you today?
I'm fired up, excited to be with you guys today, especially excited to be there in September.
Yeah, we can't wait. So let me share with our audience who you are, because you have a pretty cool background and you're in an industry that's near and dear to my heart. So I'm excited I got to talk to you today. So first off, everyone, Jesse is the founder of Fans First Entertainment, and they own and operate the Savannah Bananas Baseball Club in Savannah, Georgia. Jesse's also the author of Find Your Yellow Tux, How to Be Successful Standing Out. He's also the host of the successful Business Done Differently podcast, and he's a sought-after speaker. So, Jesse, we're excited to have you here today and also at our conference in September. Welcome.
Excited to be with you guys. I attended last year, got to connect with a lot of the speakers, some of my friends in the circuit, and I tell you, it's a special conference. Whenever I tell people it's the best customer service conference there is, and I'm excited to be a part of it on stage.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I know I'm a little biased because I'm part of it, but I get to go to a couple of conferences a year myself, and I think what sets ours apart is, and I imagine you experienced this when you were here last fall, Jesse, is it's the sense of community. That everyone who's attending wants to share best practices and share ideas and help one another really improve that guest experience.
Well, it's about living the brand too. You guys live what you preach. And I remember when I first walked in, so many of the speakers and everybody came over running, gave me big hugs, greeted me. And then when I was sitting at my table, they brought over a toy for my son who was there, who's less than a year old. And just you guys understand what it's about. It's these touch points and delivering it. And you do it with the conference. And so you don't only just learn from the speakers, you learn from watching how you do it. And I think that's what makes it special.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. Yeah, it's all about secret service for us, getting that customer intelligence and then utilizing it.
Exactly.
So as I said, I was excited to speak with you today because of my background, as some of our viewers may know who've met me. Before joining the DeJulius Group 6 years ago, I got to work for my hometown baseball team, the Cleveland Indians. And I know, Jesse, that we are both a fan of an author, an entrepreneur, a business leader by the name of Bill Veeck. And so knowing that I got to interview today, it inspired me to pull out my copy of the Hustler's Handbook.
Love it.
I imagine you have as well, which was his story, his autobiography. And so I wanted to start by asking you if you could share how you got into baseball, your background, and how you really revolutionized the Savannah Bananas, because it's an organization that is looked at nationally as the standard.
Well, I mean, long story short, I started as a general manager when I was 23 years old with a small team in Gastonia, North Carolina that was failing. 200 fans coming to the games, $268 in the bank account on my first day. And I realized baseball was challenged. And even today, many years later, baseball is still challenged. And for many people, it's long, slow, and boring. I mean, Major League Baseball attendance is declining. I mean, there's challenges. And I realized we were at the lowest level of baseball. We had to make it fun. We had to make it about the experience and the entertainment. And so when we came to Savannah, we knew that literally we had to change it dramatically. So probably, Dave, you need a little background on this. In Savannah, there was minor league baseball here, professional baseball here for 90 years. And we're not professional baseball. The Savannah Bananas, there is Major League Baseball up here, AAA baseball here, AA baseball here, high A, regular A, low A, rookie ball, top level independent baseball, top level college baseball, and then there's us right down here in college summer baseball. But what's happened is once we go through some of the challenges in Savannah, we have sold out every single game and now have a wait list for tickets in the thousands because we focused all in on this fans first experience. And as I'll share in my speech, you really have to map out the entire experience, but first know what the problems are in your industry. And baseball to many is long, slow, and boring, and you get nickel and dimed at the ballpark, and we do the exact opposite.
That That's such a great story, and I love how you focus on the experience. And it's really, in my opinion, in your world, it's a blend of promotion, it's a blend of marketing, all focused on that experience. So it's really marketing and customer experience coming together. And we always say that there is a crossroads there, and at some point, marketing department is going to report to the experience department in corporate America. We might not be there yet, but that we're going to be heading in that direction.
Oh yeah, 100%. And the one thing, the customers are your marketers. So we don't even have a full-time marketing person here on our staff. And yet we've sold that every game. But we have a ticket experience coordinator. We have a director of first impressions. We have a director of fun. We have a fans first director who's all about the fans first experience. We focus 100% on the experience because your customers are the ones that are marketing. They're the word of mouth. And that's why we put so much focus into calling every single person that buys a ticket and thanking them. That's why we have pep bands and why we have dancing players. And we actually deliver roses to little kids in the crowd. The players do in the middle of the game. That's why we focus on all these touch points, because the fans leave the ballpark saying, you won't believe what happened at the stadium. And they are our marketing department.
Absolutely. Such a great plan. And obviously it's working very well for you in Savannah.
Yeah, but not at first. See, here's the challenge. 3 years ago, I was sleeping on an airbed. 3 years ago, I remember on January 15th, 2016, we got a call at 4:45 that we had overdrafted our account. We were out of money. We had come here for 5 months, my wife and I, and we sold one ticket. No one was interested because we didn't have attention. We didn't create attention. Everyone thought we were like every other baseball team. And we were acting like every other baseball team. We were doing the same marketing everyone else was doing. And then we said, you know what? We have to get the eyes and the ears of our customers. And that's when, at that point on January 15th, my wife and I, we had to sell our house. She turned to me, she goes, we have to sell the house. We sold our house. We emptied out our savings account. We put every dollar we had into the team left. And we were sleeping on an airbed. It was just 3 years ago. And it wasn't until we named the team the Savannah Bananas and then went all in and calling the team the Banana. We had a senior citizen dance team called the Banana Nanas. I mean, we literally offered President Obama an internship with the team. We started doing all these things just to get the attention, because you can't deliver a great customer experience until you have the eyes and the ears of your customers. And so that's where we started doing this and building what we call as the fans first experience.
I love it. I truly love it. It reminds me a little bit, as you're saying that, and you also started to touch on it a little bit ago, what you refer to as your mantra, which I love, which is whatever's normal, do the exact opposite. Can you share a little bit of where that came from and how you use it?
Normal gets normal results. So why is everyone doing the same normal things as everyone else? We know if you do whatever's normal, do the exact opposite. That's how you get people to pay attention to you. So that's, how we look at everything. That's why most teams, they sell t-shirts, they sell hats. We sell Dolce & Banana underwear. So we literally have underwear with a big banana on the crotch, and we have the small underwear with a small banana on the crotch. It's the reason why we have a break-dancing first base coach that does the moonwalk every game. It's the reason why our players do choreographed dances. Players, when you come to a game, players should not be dancing, but they're doing that because that's what gets people excited. That's what gets people talking. So we think about all those little touch points and to create something that people are excited about. And, it starts with looking at what are the problems in your industry. Many people don't look and sit back. What are the challenges? We look at what those challenges are and try to do the exact opposite. That starts our whole map experience of mapping it. And, I think from there, it makes it easy, Dave, to love your customers more than you love your product. And just like you, we try to live it. The name of our company is Fans First Entertainment. Our mission is fans first, entertain always. Every question we ask, is it fans first? And concession lines, what can we do to make the concession lines more fans first? When people park, what can we do to make it more fans first? So we map it out, and that's really started from this, whatever's normal, do the exact opposite, and love your customers more than you love your product.
So that really says something, because you're so successful, and I think so many organizations get stuck in the mindset where they're not putting their customers first. They're putting other things first, profitability or other metrics, which are very important. Yes. Don't get me wrong, but if you're not putting your customers, or in your case, your fans first, you're probably not going to get as far as you'd like. And it makes me think of another thing that I know you talk about in your keynote, and I don't want to give too much away in your keynotes, but I love the fact that you've already talked about fans first and how it's important to you as an organization, how you even have people with that title in your organization. But what also caught my eye is the fact that you have zero turnover. And so whatever it is you're doing, whatever you're creating, not only is really speaking to the fans, but it's speaking to your team members as well. Can you talk a little bit about that?
It's the simplicity of fans first for us. And I believe, you mentioned the customers. I believe every business should look at their customers as fans. What would it take to make them fans that actually love you, that talk about you, that are raving about you? So I think every business should stop calling them customers, but call them fans and treat them like they're fans. And so for us, our biggest fans are our own people. They're the people, young in our staff, that when something exciting happens with the team, they call their parents. They wear the merchandise. They are the biggest fans of the team. So what does fans first really mean? It actually means love our people even more. And like I said, you love your customers more than your product, but love your employees even more than you love your customers. And so we map that. We actually map the experience when people start with us. What does it look like when we hire them? We're very intentional. We have video cover letters because we want to get to know the people. We have a future resume because we want to know what they want to do in the future, not what they've done in the past. And then we also have how do they fit our fans' first way. And then once they come in here, we actually map out the first day. We have surprises for them. We have a huge celebration. We spray silly string. And we care about them more as people than we do for them as employees. And, there's lots of stories of things that we've done, taking them on cruises. But, we just sent our fans first director on her bucket list trip. She could have one trip in her entire life. It would go to Ireland with her dad. And we just surprised her with a trip to Ireland with her dad. And it's like those things, those moments matter so much. And one of the things we talk about, Dave, is the 3 M's. Moments, matter, meaning. Create moments that show people that they matter, and it provides deeper meaning. Nothing matters more than making people feel like they matter. It starts with your people first, your employees, because they're the ones that are delivering this experience to your customers. So we start there and then go to our customers.
Moments, matter, and meaning. That's so important. And I see, Jesse, in our line of work, a lot of times when we're out there delivering keynotes and speaking to companies, that unfortunately out there in corporate America, a lot of times that mindset is not the norm. That truly building your team members to be advocates of your business is not necessarily the norm. And that focus goes on the external customer first. And what an opportunity a lot of organizations are missing by doing just that.
Well, so many organizations are focused on short-term profits, not long-term values. And so when you're very clear on what you stand for, who you are, and you live that, and that means the owners and the presidents and the managers, they're not constantly talking about sales and revenue. I don't know what's in our bank account right now. I don't know what our sales report is today. But I know how many times I've talked with our people and done laps around the stadium connecting with our people. And I know what they're learning right now. And I know what they want to do when they're done with the bananas. How many employers talk to their employees and say, what do you want to do when you leave our company? Because I'm focused more on what they want in their life. And maybe it's not working for your same company for the rest of their life. So when you start focusing like that, then they're going to start giving everything you have because they know that you care. And so that's part of our fans first mentality. If you want to deliver a great experience, you got to start with your own people first. Deliver them a great experience every day. How do you expect your employees to do that, your team to do that, if they don't know what one looks like? So we try to give them the best experience they could ever imagine. Every day we're focusing on that. And we have our employees cry on a regular basis, happy tears as we call them, because of how they know they feel cared for. How do you make your people feel cared for? You got to focus on that before you focus on everything you do for your customer.
Great point. Great point. I love to hear what you're saying because it's so true. And I know it works in your business at the Savannah Bananas, and I know it works in others as well. And you and I have to work at making sure that other people get that because it can really make a positive difference across corporate America without a doubt.
It's recognition. It just comes to recognition. You can simplify it. How often are you recognizing your people? Does every staff chat, we call them staff chats, does every staff meeting or group meeting begin with recognition? Does it finish with recognition? Or is it about what you have to do? And when you start doing that, the recognition, the accomplishments, you celebrating your people, they know what really matters and the work that they're doing matters. So we're just so gung-ho on that. And I get passionate about it. I get fired up because I'm seeing all millennials, young people who've been with us now 4 years since we started that have passion and purpose in what they do every day. And what's more meaningful than that?
For sure. And they're getting some exceptional training from you that they're going to take elsewhere that they might not get other places, for sure.
Yeah, and I learned from them. So I think you have to understand that as much as you're teaching as a leader, you're learning from them. I ask them questions. Here's an interesting thing. Ask your people, what can you teach me today? Not what did you learn? And I think so many people, kids go to school, and you ask, what did you learn today? What if you ask, what can you teach me today? I learned this from Lynn. And when you ask someone to teach something, just like you guys are doing, you're teaching so much. That's how you really learn. And so I go to our people and say, what can you teach me from that book? And that's why we pay our people to read. We actually have a better book club. Everyone gets paid to read on our staff, and they teach us what they're learning. And so I know this went way out the side of experience, but I think this is really what Fans First is about, in delivering great experiences and starting with your own people.
Yes, and you talked about learning from your team, from your internal customers, your internal fans. I wanted to talk about learning as well with your podcast, Business Done Differently. And you've had some incredible guests on, including fellow Customer Service Revolution Conference keynoter Jay Baer, who I know you had on fairly recently.
Yes.
And I was looking at some of the people that you've got to interview and talk with, and it got me thinking that you probably from time to time are learning some things from them as you're conducting your interviews, having your conversations. That might be a little bit of an aha moment and some things that you can go back and incorporate into Fans First. So just curious if you could share, are there some times where you've been in a conversation doing your show and had an aha moment and found something that was really of value for the organization?
Oh, geez. Every single conversation. I mean, the reality is, I go into these conversations with a deep focus. And my focus is to find out what companies and businesses are doing uniquely, differently, to create amazing experiences. And so, I mean, from Ken Blanchard to John Gordon to Chip Conley to John DeJulius, they're sharing some of the secret sauce that they have. And I think that's the lesson there is, how often are you learning from just people in your industry, or are you going outside your industry to learn? I don't go to baseball conferences. I'm going to be part of Customer Service Revolution. I'm learning from cruise lines, from the Ritz-Carlton, from Disney. And I think that's so important for everyone to learn from others. As far as aha moments, I mean, I've had 160 episodes. Every episode, there's unique insight. And I think if I compile that, it would all just say, wow, we're doing that now. We're doing that now because of that inspiration. I think the key is just to constantly be learning from people outside of your industry, outside your bubble, and be a sponge, and then start actually implementing it. Because ideas are currency, but it's implementation that will make you rich. And I think you need to learn how to execute and implement.
Oh, that is for sure. The easy part is coming up with the great ideas. The hard part is making them part of your culture, making them work, and getting them out there to all of your team members, and having some accountability along with it. That you're absolutely correct on that one.
Yes, 100%. I think an idea.
I was just going to say, you talked about learning outside of your industry, and I think that's so important because so many organizations get stuck in the mindset of living within their own industry and being the best in their industry, and sometimes you're just striving to be the best of the worst, the best of a mediocre bunch, as opposed to thinking outside and striving for more.
100%. And I think, I just think of the ideas that happen every day. I was at Social Media Marketing World, and they had a person that was high-fiving people as they walked in. So we hired a professional high-fiver. We are investing in someone every single game to go around and high-five fans. Every game, that's the investment. They will go through the lines, and their job is to high-five as many fans as possible. I heard another speaker talk about this car wash that did car wash karaoke. So they actually had a contest. When you got your car wash, you do a video of you singing karaoke, and they would give away a prize to the best karaoke. So this year, we're getting golf carts, and we are actually picking fans up in the parking lot, driving them to the stadium, and doing golf cart karaoke. So we're going to have video singing. So again, that did not come from the baseball industry. How do you think about other people doing amazing things and bring that into and create it your own? Imagine fans getting picked up in the parking lot and doing golf cart karaoke with the players picking them up. It's not even getting picked up by a Bananas player coming there into the stadium. I mean, we're doing banana boat rides around the field, like those banana boats that you go on cruises, vacations. We actually got there. We're going to do those around our outfield, banana boat rides. It's just, you think about those things that do not come from your industry, and that's when you can really be innovative and do ideas that make serious change.
Yeah, so much fun. Jesse, I have two more questions for you, and they both surround the Customer Service Revolution Conference. So last year, as you referenced already, you were an attendee, and you kind of touched on this already, but my question on this was, what are you most looking forward to coming back as an attendee this fall? So I'll start with that question.
Well, I'm excited to bring my team again. I think, again, I'm excited for them. So I think that's such a great key for businesses. I know Steve Weaver with Candle Lab, he brought his whole team. And when you bring your team, that's when they get inspired. You need to get them outside of their typical box, because I know we brought our team and they were like, wow, we should start doing those things. So for me, it's excited to connect with the speakers. I love talking to the people that are out sharing the stories. What's going on? What are these companies doing? For me, that's an insight. But, it's expect the unexpected when you come to your conference. I know that. And I know there'll be some new touch points. I think you guys will map the experience even better each year. So I'm excited to see those and really connect with people that are making differences, making changes. And so I'm pumped. But I got to tell you, I see a comment right here from Nicole that says Nicole wants you to be a man-ana. Do you even know what a man-ana is?
I have an idea. I can't say that I have a definite picture in my head, but I have an idea of what it could be.
Well, it's our brand new male cheerleading team that we're bringing out this year. And so they are going to be shaking what they got, cheering every game. It's the first ever male cheerleading team, the Man-Anas. So I know John's coming to a game early in the season. Dave, if you come to a game and you want to try out as a Man-Ana, we're ready for you.
Oh, I'm in. I will find an opening in my schedule and I will be there.
Awesome.
So my last question for you, Jesse, is this. So take your business owner hat off and put your speaker hat on coming back to the Customer Service Revolution Conference. And you know who our audience is, right? It's made up of business owners and business leaders who already understand how important customer experience, guest experience, fan experience is to their business. But they're there to learn ways to implement things, to be better, to raise the bar. So as a speaker, what are you most excited about sharing with the Customer Service Revolution audience?
I think there's a lot to be said about inspiration. And I think hopefully inspiring the audience is a great touch. But the next touch is, how do they do it? And what I hope is I'm going to lay out a framework, a map on how you can deliver this fans first experience. And so I hope that people will leave this conference and say, you know what? We're ready to rock and roll. We're ready to put every touch point that's a friction point for our fans or our customers and make and wow them. And so and my goal is to put on a show. I believe every business is in the entertainment business. And if you're not entertaining your customers, you're in trouble. So I'm going to put on a show on that stage. Just be ready. The goal is to have people on stage doing maybe some dancing, maybe some singing, maybe some other promotions they've never done. Because I think once you start doing that and you feel it, you get a part of it, you can realize that every company can do that and can put on a show for their customers. So it'll be a very unique showing. I think people expect the unexpected. But my goal is after they're a part of it, they feel it, they're involved in the show, they'll go back and deliver it to their customers and create fans for life. And that's what I believe the fans first experience is all about.
I got to tell you, Jesse, I'm pumped. I can't wait to see you on stage. I can't wait to have your team back at the conference. I'm really excited. I'm glad we got to spend this time today. And you were the first speaker that I got to chat with on our speaker spotlight because you pumped me up. I'm ready. I can't wait.
Thanks a lot. I know I'll be the only one with the yellow tuxedo, but just like I said, when I show up, hopefully everyone comes over, gives me a big high five, and we have some fun.
You are easy to find. That is for sure.
Excellent. Thank you, Dave.
Jesse, thanks so much for joining us today. And just a reminder to our viewing audience out there that the Customer Service Revolution Conference this year is September 11th and September 12th at the Convention Center in beautiful downtown Cleveland, Ohio. So if you have not made your arrangement yet, if you had not purchased tickets, here is the website. Please check it out, customerservicerevolution.com. That is where you can go and get all the information that you need to plan on joining us, to see Jesse, see myself. We can't wait to see the wonderful audience that will be back here for the conference this coming September. So Jesse, like I said, I'm going to look at my calendar. I'm going to try and make it down to a Bananas game this year. I would really, really enjoy that.
Awesome. We'd love to have you. And I can't wait to see everyone September 11th and September 12th. But get your popcorn ready. Get mentally prepared. It's going to be a show.
All right. We can't wait. Jesse, thanks so much for joining us today, and we will see you in September.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. Bye.